Now, there is a topic known as atrophy. Atrophy means what? Atrophy is first of all a gross term. It is not a microscopic term. And atrophy means what? Atrophy means reduction in size of organs. It is a result of what? Decrease in cell number and cell size. If you have to reduce an organ size, you reduce either the number of the cell or either you reduce the size of the cell. Now, what are the mechanism of atrophy? There are two mechanisms. One is reversible and another is reversible. Reversible and the irreversible mechanism of atrophy. Let's see one by one. One is reversible mechanism of atrophy. First is ubiquitin proteasome pathway. What happens is, suppose this is a muscle, suppose this is a protein and you have to destroy. There is something known as ubiquitin. Ubiquitin will go, it will attach to the protein which the cell has to destroy. Then proteasome will come and it will destroy it. Why? This is like a marker. The ubiquitin is like a marker. Suppose, let's understand it this way. This is your cell. It's want to destroy a protein, but all cells of the cell, all proteins of the cells are almost alike. How will you differentiate which protein you have to destroy and which you do not? So this ubiquitin will go to a protein, it will bind, it will attach to it. Now your proteasome know that you have to destroy this protein. So ubiquitin just acts as a tagging part and the proteasome destroys it. Okay. Ubiquitin tags the target protein and proteasome destroys it. Got it? Now the second one is lysosomal induced autophagy. Autophagy means the cell is eating itself. Now tell me why the cell is eating itself. In what condition the cell will eat itself? When the cell is starving, when you have, when you did not had food for almost 2 days, 3 days or 5 days or a week, your body will start to eat yourself. Not with your mouth, but at the level of cells. So what happens is, this is a cell, this is a lysosome. Let's say here some proteins are present. This lysosome will go, it will take it inside, it will destroy it, it will produce amino acids, and this amino acids will be sent to the part of the body where it is really needed. Got it? That is lysosomal induced autophagy. But let's say this is a cardiac muscle. There was lower oxygen. The cardiac muscle was not able to work properly. Why? Because it didn't had glucose. It didn't had amino acid. So its lysosome will start to destroy its own protein so that it can survive. It destroyed, tried to survive, and at the end, you cannot digest everything of a protein because there are cofactors and other thing which you cannot destroy by lysosome. So those undigested part will stay inside the lysosome, and these are known as lipofuscin. Lipofuscins are the pigmented structures found in the perinuclear regions of the cell, which are the undigested remains of autophagy. In this photograph, you can see these are the cardiomyocytes, and the brown pigments that you see here, that is your lipofuscin. Got it? Now this was your reversible atrophy by ubiquitin proteasome pathway, where ubiquitin tags the protein, proteasome destroys it. In the lysosomal induced autophagy, lysosome destroys it, some part is remained, that appears as brown pigments present in the perinuclear region. See, this is nucleus, this is around the nucleus or the perinucleon, and here lipofuscin is present. Now, what are irreversible ways of atrophy? That is your apoptosis. Don't say it as apoptosis. This is apoptosis. Apoptosis. Apo means what? Apo means precursor. What is ptosis? Ptosis means falling down. Ptosis of eyelid you have studied in the neuroanatomy, and apoproteins you have studied in the biochemistry. So these are suffix and prefixes making something up. So this is apoptosis. This is a precursor to the falling of the cell. This happened, this is a programmed cell death, and this happens in embryological condition. For example, you have studied the thymus regresses, you have studied notochord regresses, thyroglossal duct regresses. Got it? While it can also, this is physiological condition in which it's occurring, where it is just, trying to take care of the body demands, because you don't need notochord when you are adult or when you are a child. So it regresses during your childhood. You don't need your thymus after your teenage. Why? Because your body cells are already mature to take care of it. So this is not under the embryonic. I just want to say apoptosis is an irreversible way of atrophy, and mostly in the physiological condition it takes place during the embryonic development. For example, the atrophy of notochord, the regression of the thyroglossal duct, and so on, and also in the thymus regression after the teenage. Now this was your physiological, but there are also pathological condition in which atrophy due to your apoptosis takes place. For example, this is your brain. This is your internal carotid artery taking blood to your brain. But what if there is an obstruction? Let's say there was your, atherosclerosis. Atheromatous plaque is not letting oxygen to go to your brain. Now, this is known as senile atrophy of brain. There was old age, it caused the atherosclerosis. Over the years, atherosclerosis reduced the oxygen transport to the brain. Brain did not had oxygen, so it reduced its own size, so that the need of oxygen is reduced. And since it reduced the size of the brain, this is an atrophy. It happened after a large over the year. This is senile. It means this is happening in the old age, and this is taking in the place. So senile atrophy in the brain. Old age causing the atherosclerosis, causing the senile atrophy of the brain. Got it? Yes. This was your pathological, like the senile atrophy of the brain. Now, this was due to the blood supply. But the pathological condition can be, blood supply, or can be function. For example, someone had fracture and it had to put on cast. Now, you are not using your muscles. It means there is no mechanical stress. If you put mechanical stress, the muscle grows. Then if you remove the mechanical stress, the muscle also reduces in the size. So yes, this will cause the functional atrophy, not due to the apoptosis. This functional atrophy will be due to what? Hypoplasia. Hypotrophy. Hypotrophy. So this is the reduction in size of organ, because you have put the cast, the body is not in use. Also in the paralysis, the muscle is not used. A person who is bedridden, there is no function, there is no use of function, there is no use of muscle, there is no function, so it will also undergo atrophy. Third is the nutrition. If there is no nutrition, for example in the kwashiorkor, in the marasmus, there is no nutrition, so body doesn't have the nutrient to grow, and it will atrophy. Now the fourth is denervation injury. You have nerves in your hand, in your forearm. Some nerve can get damaged, and the part where those nerves are supplying, they won't work properly. There is a condition known as the claw hand. Like claws. What happens is, in this, the nerve supplying it gets damaged, which causes atrophy of hypothenar muscles, causing the claw hand. And also there is a last one, pressure induced. The pressure induced, for example, tumor. The tumor will be pressing another structure, and this will cause the atrophy. For example, there is a tumor which is pressing your pituitary in some patient. The pituitary won't be able to work properly. That will cause the reduction in the size of the cells, or in the size of the, or in the number of the cells of the pituitary gland. So that will cause pituitary atrophy. So we saw atrophy being what? Atrophy is a gross term which was either the reduction in size of the organ, or either in the reduction in the number of the cell size, or okay. Atrophy you can achieve by reducing the cell number or by reducing the cell size. Mechanism can be reversible or reversible. Reversible, for example, ubiquitin proteasome pathway and lysosomal induced autophagy, or irreversible by apoptosis. Now there it can, atrophy can have various type depending upon the reason. If there is low blood supply, example senile atrophy of the brain. If there is no nutrition, for example in kwashiorkor or marasmus. If there is, denervation injury, for example claw hand. Pressure induced, for example tumor. Okay, so that's it for today. We studied hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia, and the atrophy. Please remember everything, and if you come up with any doubt or anything, just text me on WhatsApp. Have a good day.